It's kinda crazy that the respect for Korra was so goddamn fragile that a single sentence has sent us back almost a decade. So we got everything confirmed when it comes to the new Avatar series, and of course, a lot of people are excited because it definitely confirms that Korra is the strongest Avatar, with her having the biggest, craziest display of power of any other Avatar. But before we even get to celebrate, in the same breath, we now learn that Korra is seen as the destroyer of humanity, the biggest failure as the Avatar. Everybody hates her, so now everyone's all over social media saying, what did Korra do? And my god, if this is not the perfect definition of one step forward, two steps back, I don't know what is. You're telling me that we can finally say Korra solos, Aang and Kyoshi and whoever else you want to put in front of her, but people can respond with, well, at least our Avatar did their fucking job, because somehow Korra might actually be confirmed to be the worst. But I'm pretty sure it's not what it seems. I think we're gonna get some kind of Itachi storytelling where it looks like Korra's the bad guy, and it looks like Korra did something really bad, but it turns out Korra actually sacrificed everything for the greater good, and the people simply don't know or don't understand. I think that's what we're getting at. I mean, obviously Korra's not a supervillain, so she wouldn't obliterate everything just to do it. There are a lot of different reasons that people are blaming Korra, and I want to go over some of the things I think may be at play here. But before I do that, I gotta just show you what's got everyone in an uproar in the first place.
Because in the era of Seven Havens, being the Avatar means you're humanity's destroyer, not savior.
Wow. I wonder what the last Avatar did to cause that.
So obviously it's going to be a pretty big part of the story that Korra does something or something happens that she is blamed for, and it causes people to not only hate Korra and see her as the destroyer of humanity, but see anyone with the title Avatar as a destroyer of humanity. So it must be a pretty big deal. Now, in my opinion, the way they present this, it makes me think that it isn't just something people jump to conclusions about. They had to have seen Korra do something. Now, I think what's most likely the case is that they're blaming her for whatever the cataclysm is, and her cleaning up her mess by creating the Seven Havens gets no kind of love or thanks because you're the reason we had these Seven Havens in the first place, you weren't doing your job, and you basically creating this new world doesn't mean shit to us because we lost the old one because of you, Korra the Avatar. So I think that's the most likely case. She may have had nothing to do with the cataclysm. It may have been completely out of her hands, something she could not have foreseen, but she's being blamed anyway. That's pretty on point when it comes to how people treat Korra in and out of the universe. Maybe she could not stop this, and all she could do was stop whoever caused it and fix it to the best of her ability, costing her her life. And in the end, even though she sacrificed everything to try and give people a home, they blame her anyway. Incredibly tragic, like all of Tilak was. But I think the worst case scenario, if we really think about it, is we do not know this version of Korra. I said this before when it came to Aang and people were surprised that he wasn't the greatest father. You don't know that version of Aang. We knew little 12-year-old Aang. We don't know this version of Korra. We knew her at 5 and 17 and 21. But she's got to be, I don't know, elderly at this point. I don't know how old she is going to be when she dies. But who knows? What if Korra did become jaded as the Avatar, got lazy and allowed something to happen that she shouldn't have? And although, again, she may have sacrificed everything doing this giant display of power, and everyone can celebrate that, maybe all the destruction is her fault. Maybe something happened to Korra in all the years we haven't seen her, and it made her careless, and this is actually the fault of Korra. But like I said, that's worst case scenario. I honestly think when it comes to the storytelling, it's going to be something people don't understand, or maybe they saw her sacrifice herself and they just don't care because she wasn't able to stop the cataclysm. I don't actually think she's the destroyer of humanity, but I do think it sucks that the Avatar that wanted nothing more than to be the Avatar gave her life to this job because all she wanted to do was help people, has the most tarnished reputation. That all the things she did, saving the world multiple times, being the most accomplished Avatar and the most powerful Avatar, will mean nothing because her name will be completely destroyed, her reputation is ruined, and not only that, but this is Korra's new Avatar cycle. So she has ruined it for not only herself, but every Avatar after her, because just the title Avatar seems to bring pure hatred. So I'm very curious to see what the hell happened. I'm just as curious as everybody else. So I think it's fairly obvious that it won't be the case that Korra is some bad guy. I think it's just going to be some kind of misunderstanding. But I do think it sucks when it comes to being a Korra fan that, man, she cannot catch a break. And now, until we actually get the full explanation of what the hell is going on, no matter how powerful our favorite avatar is, no matter how accomplished our favorite avatar is, until we get it all figured out, she is the worst and she is the destroyer of humanity. And that is not something Korra deserves. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about all this. I will catch you guys on the next one, and I will be posting videos on my avatar page. But I had to talk about this on the main, bro. This is crazy.